Hello friends. So as you know, I finally decided to pick up the pressed version of the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Powder because I have heard so many people talk about how beautiful this is to set your under eye concealer. But what I want to know is how does it compare to my beloved Pat McGrath Blurring Under Eye Powder? Because this has been a non-negotiable favorite for me for years at this point. So I figured why not do a side-by-side comparison with the two. I do have both of the powders in their pink shade. So from Huda Beauty we have Cherry Blossom Cake and from Pat McGrath we have Baby Pink. This is what those two powders look like swatched out on my fingers. The top one is going to be the Huda Beauty and the bottom one is going to be the Pat McGrath. And the one thing that I noticed whenever I was swatching these with my fingers is that the one from Pat McGrath felt a little bit silkier, whereas the one from Huda Beauty, while it still felt very lightweight and finely milled, it just felt a little heavier in texture. Okay, I went ahead and threw on a little bit of foundation. I just used the newest one from Hung Van Gogh. And for concealer, we're gonna go in with my Holy Grail combo, which is the Natasha Denona and the Gucci concealer. I like to do a little bit of the Gucci right here in the very inner corner where I need some brightening. And then throw Natasha right out here where I want it to blend a little bit better with my complexion. The two of these concealers combined under my eyes is magical. Okay, concealer is on. Let's start with the Pat McGrath. So I'm going to apply both of these powders with the BK Beauty Nikki LaRose N19 brush. I just love the shape of this brush and I love the density, and this has been a go-to for me lately. So I am just going to press it into my powder and we are going to apply this under my right eye. Okay, so here we are with the Pat McGrath under my right eye, but let's do the Huda Beauty on my left. I'm gonna go in with the same brush that I just used. I wiped it off really, really well. So again, I'm going to press it in here and pick up a good amount of powder. Here we go. Okay, so both of my under eyes are set. We have the Pat McGrath on the right, the Huda Beauty on the left, and honestly, looking at the two up close, they look the same to me. I'm actually really impressed because I expected the Huda to be just a little heavier just because it felt a little bit thicker in texture, but honestly, I really can't tell the difference between the two. Now keep in mind, I am 41 years old, so I don't have young, super smooth under eyes. I do have some wrinkles, some crinkles, fine lines, things like that. But as far as smoothness and blurring goes, they look the exact same. The only slight difference I noticed is I did get a tiny bit more coverage with the Huda Beauty than I do with the Pat McGrath. So maybe if I want a little bit more coverage under my eyes, maybe I have a little bit more darkness going on, I have a powder I can reach for. First impression, I think this is an absolutely beautiful powder. I love the way it looks under my eyes. I like the coverage that I'm getting, and I love that I have an alternative in case for some reason I can't get my hands on my beloved Pat McGrath. All right, y'all, so I hope you found this video very helpful. Let me know all of your thoughts down below, and I will see you in my next video.